And hello there everyone, welcome back to more of the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. Look at this fancy shot of the Pantagruel. I do like these new opening screens. Anyways, as you recall, we found out Crow's epic backstory. I recorded, that was yesterday for me, I slept on it, I rewatched the scene. And you know what I have to say? Crow, you're a terrible person. And Reen, you should think he's a terrible person. Ultimately, you know what? You know why he hates Osborne? I'm gonna simplify the story. The people of his homeland were more greedy than they liked Crow's grandfather. That's literally it. And then, an old man got ill and died because he quote-unquote lost the will to live. So says, I guess, the traumatized 13-year-old at the time? Yeah, I know, Reen. I mean, that's a very, that simplifies the story, but that's basically what happened. You know, Jirai was having some tough times. Crow's grandfather was trying to fix things. Erebonia started to increase trade with them. Times were good again, prosperous. A bridge got blown up, and Erebonia's like, well, maybe we don't want this trade anymore. And it was, and then they blamed his grandfather. And everyone's like, we like money, so screw you, old man that we love. And he's like, well, all right, I guess I'll retire. And then, you know, months later, well, got the flu, dying now. Because of that, Crow decided, well, I've got to destroy an entire nation and cause a civil war, killing thousands, change the lives of millions. It's I'm not sold. Now, maybe he's lying. Not impossible, but on this basis, either Crow is, had this opportunity to open up to us and really give us a meaning, and he still lied right to her face. In which case, Crow, you're a monster, an asshole, and Reen should want nothing to do with you. Or we take him at face value. And he got really upset because, yeah, the people of his homeland were greedy. Which means, and an old man died of a disease unrelated. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Well, you might have said that Osborne was behind, and probably was behind the railway explosion that led him to be able to offer the whole. We'll fix the railway line if you let us back in, or if you join our nation. Ultimately, it was people who were like, you know what? We like money more than we like your grandfather, Crow, so we take it. All of his years of service mean nothing to us before some cold hard cash. So, yeah, you should hate the people of Jirai. You're an idiot. And a monster. Alright, what's in here?
I can sense someone inside.
Huh?
Oh, it's Vulcan.
It's open. Come on in.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Vulcan had a better excuse.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C.
And he's a monster.
And he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, nope. And here's where the writing has diverged for me. Clearly, they think, with that emotional story, now the player will empathize with poor Crow. No, I don't.
Oh, I know his real name. But to us, he's always gonna be C.
The terrorist. I agree.
That's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. You got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take. We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts.
I mean, I can sympathize with Vulcan more than I can with C. I mean, yes, Vulcan was a mercenary thug. But ultimately, it sounded like when we learned his backstory. Yes, they were attacking Osborn, but Osborn saw it coming and decided to mercilessly and unnecessarily kill them when he could have easily just captured them. He killed them all to make a message to the others who might try and do similar things to him.
So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around.
So this guy definitely lost more people for more directly.
Can't say I blame him for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Also, talking about a civil war as a game is a little... People's lives are being lost here.
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes.
It's a badly designed couch. It's got way too much... It's too wide. Or long?
I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid, being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
Yes! Yes, I do.
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to.
Ah, yes. So I will forgive your atrocities.
It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
He just said he's lived for war.
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them, you've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not. Make sure to think long and hard before you decide. And if we end up as enemies again, show me what you got.
Didn't we already show you what we got?
I mean.
You kicked your ass.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
Interesting. Wonder what that's about.
He saw right through me. He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
Ah, some people just don't know how to retire. Well, if he's lost his spirit compared to 4. Hello.
I can sense someone inside, and judging by the fact that V...
Yeah, it's probably S.
Come on in if you like.
Excuse me.
Scarlet.
Hello there, love.
Ooh.
I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it?
We kicked your butt.
There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to.
She sounds like... She sounds like one of the other voice
I guess
actors.
there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they? Only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
Sounds kind of like Sharon, actually.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy.
See, all he's got is his hunting everyday lifestyle and his hot springs and his Imperial class hotel and his favors from the Imperial family.
We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
His giant mansion. It's like...
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
What kind of
Her
family
boobs
did you
really
come
are
from,
just
then?
sticking right out there, aren't they?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist?
I'm curious to know.
It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
No. But it might help me hate Crow more.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you.
Her character seems
What
different,
do you
too.
say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaves. It was brewed exceptionally, too.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance. Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
Oh, those nuns.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right?
The Church of Satan!
You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
Yeah, they have an elite order, too.
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair?
I
And if you
guess.
choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
They definitely seem to write her differently. I don't remember her personality being quite like that.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true. She seemed to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Yeah, no. That was a weird little conversation. Alright, so that was our room. And people over here, eh? The Pantagruel. Might as well poke around a little. If I can. Visit Master Reen! Something you can help me with? Please don't hesitate to ask. Can't go through here. Please keep the good work! Alright. Interesting. Hello, butler! But good day, Master Reen. And Albert, a butler in the service of the Duke. If you stay more comfortable, and don't hesitate to let me know. Well, well, well. This is interesting.
Good day to you, Reen Schwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
Yeah. We saw him at Trista, and well, not Trista, at Emir.
You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
And you fought him. Did the mask really disguise him that much?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
He is a thief of my heart, it's true.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself.
I can.
Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink.
That's the spirit, Reen.
Nothing alcoholic.
Ah! Somewhere, Sarah shakes her head in shame at her student.
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his.
I'm just trying to remember back in the previous games where we had to fight Blue Blanc. Was Olivier with the group then?
Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love...
Yes, no, they definitely met that whole... Olivier was definitely treating him as his love rival.
He forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him.
No, you should not. He's a great guy.
What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
Because you're a protagonist?
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
He's a fun guy. Also, remember, Ouroboros agent.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reed.
I like that.
There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well.
No, but you may have stolen mine, Blue Blanc.
Rest assured that did not happen.
No, Reen's heart is only for Laura.
Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagine Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, The Crimson Wings is there with you.
Makes sense.
So the Courageous is missing too, then.
Oh, if... I'm sure the Alliance would have trumpeted the capture of the Courageous if they could
Although
have.
the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Oliver to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreichel's, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Oliver think himself as the second coming of Dreichel's?
I would happily have Emperor Olivert.
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreichel's.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going.
Oh, well played, Reed.
Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it.
Ah! When did he put his mask on?
I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
Where's that ogre coming again? Is
I
McBain
doubt
on
it's
this
half
ship?
as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Or not McBain. McBurn! Comfortable, filled with beauty. I'm gonna drink a drink. Don't we know? Yeah, you know he's... We know he's part of Ouroboros, don't we? Don't we? I guess not. Alright. Oh, there she is. Duval?
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
And Reen, you didn't knock. That's rude.
Didn't I see her in Legram?
Mm-hmm. And then she was the armored lady.
Who goes there? Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros. Duvali the Swift, right?
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced?
I'd like to say it isn't normal, but I'm a JRPG protagonist. It's normal for you to barge in everybody's room.
You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
Ooh.
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
That was contrived, given how he did knock for all the other ones.
So, now that we're understood,
Did he just
what do
watch
you
her
want?
get dressed, or...?
Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own, but for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever. I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
The plan, you say?
I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the 7th, not the 2nd. She's the leader of the Stallritter. The great light which guides us. Gallant yet beautiful. Proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is.
And the one she's talking about is the other contender for strongest in Ouroboros.
So the head of the Stallritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her. No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stallritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the society's leader, the Grand Master.
Oh yes, I know so little about the Grand Master, but I want to know more.
And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness.
Interesting.
But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
It's true. We also know that not necessarily your number denotes how strong you are.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
Aw, making her blush.
Not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence.
Aw, you know nothing of Reen.
Now get the hell out of my room!
Adorable. Alright then.
She chased me out. I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden.
I am too.
Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden?
Maybe. Could she have been related to what happened in Legram? Yeah.
Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
I was thinking the exact same thing. But on that note, we're going to take a little break. Thank you all for watching. Please share your thoughts, your comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And support me on... or follow me on Twitter or support me on Patreon if you're feeling generous. But otherwise, I'll see you all soon for more.